We've already talked about some of Russia's brightest Eurovision representatives, including the duo Tatu and Sergei Lazarev, who attempted to reach Eurovision multiple times and ultimately competed twice, falling just short of victory on both occasions. But unlike Lazarev, there was one artist who did manage to bring Eurovision glory home: Dima Bilan. His journey is no less dramatic or compelling, even though, despite recording English-language songs, he never set out to become a global superstar, unlike Lazarev, whose early work was clearly oriented toward the international market with full English-language albums. Bilan's ambitions were always centered primarily on Russia and the post-Soviet world, and yet his impact turned out to be enormous. Dima Bilan was born on December 24, 1981, and completed music school as an accordion student. From childhood, he actively participated in local festivals, competitions, and creative programs, gradually shaping his stage confidence and vocal style. Between 2000 and 2003, he studied classical and academic vocal performance. His first encounter with Eurovision came in 2005 when he competed in Russia's national selection with the song Not That Simple. Despite a strong performance, public voting favored Natalia Podolskaya with Nobody Heard No One, leaving Bilan in second place. Technically, this was his first attempt at entering Eurovision, but his true moment arrived the very next year. In 2006, Dima Bilan was selected to represent Russia at the Eurovision Song Contest in Athens with the song Never Let You Go. Dressed simply in a white tank top and jeans, barefoot on stage, he delivered a performance that felt raw, emotional, and strikingly authentic compared to the theatrical, heavily stylized acts around him. He placed second, losing only to the legendary monster rock performance of Lordi from Finland. As fans later joke, among people he was first, among monsters, second. When he returned to the national selection in 2008, the stakes were higher than ever. The competition was intense, the expectations enormous, and Dima himself admitted that the emotional stress was overwhelming. He feared that failure wouldn't just damage his career, it might even turn public opinion against him at home. But instead, something historic happened. On May 24, 2008, on the stage in Belgrade, Russia witnessed its first, and so far only, Eurovision victory. Bilan's performance of Believe became iconic. It was a completely new kind of staging for Eurovision, a symbolic emotional collaboration featuring Olympic figure skating champion who performed on a small ice platform on stage, and violinist Edvin Martin, whose instrumental arrangement elevated the dramatic tension of the song. Bilan himself later said that victory came from a mix of many factors, including political mood, cultural curiosity about Russia at the time, and the fact that the European audience still remembered him from his earlier performance. In his new international status, Bilan began experimenting with collaborations and English-language projects. He recorded the duet Safety with one of the major pop divas of the 2000s, and his music videos began featuring high-profile international actors and models, including Emily Ratajkowski. At the MTV Europe Music Awards in 2010, Bilan achieved two major milestones. He won his sixth consecutive award as Best Russian Act and placed second in the overall European category, outperforming artists like Enrique Iglesias and several other major international names. At that time, Bilan was collaborating with world-famous producers, recording in Los Angeles, and moving within the global pop elite. He spent time in the same creative spaces as Michael Jackson, worked with Timbaland, and even turned down the opportunity to open for Whitney Houston after disagreements with concert organizers. There were also rumors of a planned duet with Nelly Furtado, which never properly materialized due to scheduling and rehearsal conflicts. Meanwhile, his domestic success continued to soar. His fourth studio album, released in 2008, went platinum. His concerts filled arenas and stadiums. He became a style icon, brand ambassador, tabloid favorite, and one of the most awarded and recognizable artists in the country. In 2012, he became one of the judges on the Russian edition of The Voice. Viewers who had long known him as a dramatic pop idol suddenly saw another side: an empathetic mentor, a thoughtful coach, someone deeply attentive to the individuality of young performers. 25 years at the top of Russian pop is almost unimaginable in an industry where careers often burn out faster than they begin. In many ways, his career mirrors that of Sergei Lazarev, two artists who flirted with global ambition, experimented with English-language music, reached peak Eurovision reignition, but ultimately found their strongest, most meaningful success at home. And today, both of them continue to fill arenas, produce large-scale live shows, and remain pillars of contemporary Russian pop culture. Of course, in this video, I'm focusing only on the part of his career connected to Eurovision and the international music scene. In reality, Dima has a huge discography, 12 full-length albums, not counting standalone singles and EPs. Most of his songs are in Russian, and many of them are even more popular than his English-language material when it comes to streams and views. For example, tracks like The Impossible is Possible, was love and On the Shore of the Sky. And now, to continue this conversation, I suggest watching this video about Sergei Lazarev, another artist whose Eurovision journey and musical path deserves just as much attention.